Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Child Light. I'm Koala.
I'm Bear.
So, housekeeping? Housekeeping.
Yeah, housekeeping.
Yeah.
What did you say last time?
House cleaning.
House cleaning. Well, that's not totally wrong.
For some reason, I'm really bad with that stuff. I think it's just because of the fact that I spend too much time with my Persian parents, and they always Persian parents is always the joke that they don't know how to talk straight.
Right.
So sometimes like they'll be like, yeah, they'll say something just a little bit off. They'll say like, why don't you like house clean your house? It's like, you mean housekeeping? It's like, no, cleaning.
Do they even Farsi?
Do they? Yeah, exactly. Do they even Farsi? So, I think I just talk to my parents too much. But something you might notice is that after we quote unquote grew up as Aurora, we unlocked the last of our sections of our skill tree, which all have like the highest level stuff.
Ooh.
So we can finally see the light.
That's funny because this game is called Child of Light.
Oh, you got it.
Got him.
Ding 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 ding.
Do I get an oatmeal raisin cookie for that?
No, you just get the oatmeal raisin cookie that you spilled on the floor.
You know what? I will eat it, enjoy it right now. All right.
With no shame.
Nom 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 nom. Oh, the cookie is great. Excellent.
I need to vacuum my goddamn room now.
It's only on that little... Actually, of the 4 crumbs that fell, alright, because we're on the topic now, 3 of them are on a envelope, okay, and 1 is on the fabric, okay?
Okay. So, we got a couple new...
Thanks for dismissing me.
You're welcome.
I'm gonna eat my cookie in anger.
In contempt?
No.
Alright, so we got 2 new creatures here, so... We got... It's... Essentially all the enemies now are just variants of other creatures that we've already fought before. So we got a firebird, we fought an ice one, we fought a wooden one. So now we're fighting a fire one, and then we got a dark pig.
Yeah, the phoenix on the right.
Okay.
And that one is going to be... what's it, I had a name and I lost it.
Okay, well, it's just you can keep thinking about it.
I'll think about it.
Yeah, just think.
While I eat this cookie.
Nom 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 nom
nom. Nom nom nom.
Well, there goes Phoenix.
What do we name the other one?
Which
was
one?
I call it Boar's Head or something.
Well, you called one of them the past Boar's Head, but they were just the standard pig one.
Okay. Wilbur.
You're gonna name this one Wilbur?
Yeah, Wilbur. From
Okay.
Charlotte's Web.
Okay.
Remember I named one Charlotte's Web?
Yeah.
I named... was it the spider? Or something?
Yeah, you named it Charlotte
yeah,
or
so
something.
that one's Wilbur. Because I believe the pig's name was Wilbur, if
Yeah,
I'm not mistaken.
the pig in Charlotte's Web?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Wilbur.
Cool. Alright. I was trying to remember the name. Got it.
If we're wrong, we'll put it on screen. But yeah, here's another one. It's like a ghostly horse. By the way, should we instead of naming this one Phoenix, should we name him Fox? Fox the Phoenix.
Sure.
From
for
Harry
the
Potter?
alliteration?
Yeah.
Also for the yeah. I'm gonna call that one X-ray because that sort of looks like an X-ray.
Yeah, I
That's
mean you
sort of
see
the
a
vibe.
skeletal structure.
Yeah.
Anytime I think of X-ray, I think of holes because there's that one guy who's nicknamed X-ray. Do you remember that? Does anyone remember that?
From the movie holes?
Yeah, the movie book.
By who was it by? Holes by
Who's the book by?
Louis Sacker or something like that.
Even if you said it, I wouldn't know.
You know what? Okay, I have to look it up because this is gonna bother me. I put the cookie down without spilling it.
Okay.
I will now proceed to look up the author of Holes.
But so do you not remember that?
I barely remember Holes actually.
Keep it up all.
Louis Sacker, I am a boss.
Wow, good for you, dude.
But I can't remember the characters.
But yeah,
I remember Zero.
Yeah, Zero.
Zero the hero, as I call him in the movie, at the very, very end. I think it was like the credits.
Do they actually call him Zero the hero?
I'm pretty sure.
I don't remember that.
I could be wrong. At least I got the author right.
I mean, sure.
Come on, you gotta admit that's slightly.
No, that
impressive.
was impressive. I'm not gonna lie, that was
Yeah,
impressive.
don't take that from me, man.
I don't have much. Don't take it.
Don't take my cookie either. I'm finishing it right now.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, there was a guy named X Rice, and he I think it's because he had glasses. He had those glasses that made his eyes look really large.
I remember armpit.
There's armpit.
Armpit. Now that I'm see, it's slowly coming back.
ARMPI to the T.
T.
What's that smell, dog? That's me. I don't take shower and I don't brush my teeth. Got that rap at the end of
Oh,
Holes.
that killed me, man.
For some reason, I think it's because my brother's a dick. It's probably because of that reason too. That song goes ARMPI to the T, and I would say that, and my brother would say it's wrong, and I would say, well, how's that wrong? And he's like, you're saying PI to the T, T. He would make it sound as if he'd say I was stuttering, but I wasn't, and he's like, oh, you're supposed to say to the T, and he's like, no, you're saying to the T.
Either way, that's still like it's not a stutter.
No, he made it sound as if I was saying it wrong.
Yeah, like as if you had a stutter. Yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't.
Yeah.
But he was just being, he was just being an ass.
Yeah, cool. I mean, you know, he is. So.
Yeah.
Moving forward.
That's
a good reference. I totally forgot about that until you mentioned it.
What, Holes?
Yeah, Holes.
Yeah. That was back in the days of Shia LaBeouf. When he was a Shia LaBeouf.
He's coming to your house, Shia LaBeouf. He's gonna dig some holes, Shia LaBeouf. That should be like the extended cut.
Right.
That was part of I remember the movie came out a little after that was like a book for Battle of the Books. Do you remember that Battle of the Books?
Yeah.
That was one of the books, and
I don't know about you, but I actually read every single book on Battle of the Books when I was in the 4th grade.
Did you really?
Yeah. Because the thing is that in my elementary school there was every 4th grade class had to participate in Battle of the Books. In Battle of the Books, if you don't know what it is, shame on you. But
I'm sure the concept is there. They just probably don't.
Yeah, maybe it's called something else now, or like it's in every school something different. But essentially, it's like a book reading competition where they give you you're given a set of books to read, and like after a certain amount of time, you're like there's a competition on like not only the contents of the book but like the author and stuff like that. And then whoever wins, I think you went to like the county and stuff like that. And
yeah, there were definitely
like,
different levels
counties.
Of
yeah, there's different levels and like stuff like that. But yeah,
so they give you like a set of books to read. I believe it was like 10 or 12.
Right.
Books, and then you as a team between your classmates.
Right.
Are supposed to read all of the books.
Right.
And then you get to the competition where they ask you any number of questions about any of the 10 books.
Right.
So was your class mandatory? Your team at least, because it was I believe a 4 or 5 person team where all 4 or 5 of you, mandatory had to read all of the books, all 10.
It was 20 actually.
Was it 20?
Yeah.
Wow.
No, the thing was that like, obviously since it's like a team competition, right?
Yeah.
Obviously having someone who's knowledge on all the books, like if you say someone read 20 out of 20, right?
Yeah.
You'd want someone who read 20 out of 20 as compared to someone who only read like 15 out of 20. Because the competition could be about those 5 books that they don't know.
Was it really 20? I don't remember that many.
It wasn't 10.
Wow. Well,
yeah.
And for a elementary school student, that is quite a number of books.
Yeah, but the thing is that like most of the books weren't more than like 150 pages. Like the longest book I think was like 100 something pages, maybe 200
Wait,
at
Holes
most.
is pretty long though, right?
What?
Was Holes long? I'm pretty sure Holes is
I mean look it up.
I don't have. Well, I should know this. Actually, right? I remember the author.
Right.
I remember how many pages it was.
But yeah, but there isn't more. I don't think there was anything that exceeded like 200 pages really. Right. Like at most it was like 220 pages, something like that. But they gave you like a 6 months or something like that to start.
I remember they gave you it was something in. Oh, we'll continue this. Yeah. Cut.
Aurora, what's it say?
To find the treasure of the golden rectangle, study Earth's emerald middle. In the Cynbel Sea, do not stray from the path of light. The answer points out of the riddle.
So we got Cynbel Secret.
Cynbel. That threw me. I read symbol.
Yeah.
It's Cynbel.
So yeah, Cynbel Secret. Yeah, so Cynbel Secret is something we'll kind of dabble in later, which, I just remembered something.
What's that?
I said last episode that we'd take care of the pastoral panics.
Man, are you kidding?
So
Oh man.
we unlocked like 3 whole areas. So I'm gonna go do that. So I'm just gonna go there really quickly and
Pretend that no one saw your oversight.
yeah.
Yeah.
I could have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for those meddling me's.
Kick.
Anyway, so I'm just gonna do a quick cut right now, and we're here. So essentially, the pastoral panic was essentially this house that you went into over here in the forest where this pink blossom was. If you remember, there's actually a cutscene towards the beginning of the game where you come here, and it's in between. If you go to the map, it's in between the altar and the old monastery. So best way to do it is to go to the old monastery. So there's these spiders that you have to clear out. So, yep.
Clear them out.
So Battle of the Books. So you did you actually participate in Battle of the Books?
I did participate in the battle books, which is the reason why I brought it up.
Oh, okay.
So it was 20 books. I honestly don't remember it being 20 books. Now, being the lazy person that I was, and still am today.
By the way, because we should have done this such a long time ago, most of these creatures are just one-hit KOs.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Bring down the hammer.
Yeah. So yeah, it was. I'm like 98% certain it was 20 books.
I don't doubt you, because and here's my point. Me being the lazy person that I was, I'm pretty sure I only read about 5 or 6 of them.
Really?
Actually, yeah. See, my team. The reason why I asked if your team had to read all of the books and that was a mandatory thing was because mine was supposed to be like that, but we decided that we all trust each other enough to do divide and conquer.
Oh.
Yeah, and it almost worked because I believe out of 4 teams we placed 2nd place.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so it was more of
like at your school, you mean?
Yeah, because there was 4 different teams, and of the 4 we came 2nd place. So not too bad for not having read all the books, each of us.
Right.
Which in a way that strategy almost makes sense, because if you read all 20 books and you physically could not, it's better to have knowledge of the ones that you do and have an expert level at it, than to have a very basic knowledge of 20.
Right.
And I distinctly remember that because I remember I actually interjected on a couple of questions. So for those of you who may not know, the competition itself is between the teams in elementary school, and your teacher makes this team, and then you all compete within the school. So for ours, it was 4 teams, and they set up in the cafeteria where they had the stage, and each of the 4 teams sat at this long table, and the entire school is basically there or whatever, and they would rapid fire ask you questions, and based on your buzzer, right, all team members had their hand on the buzzer, could press in the answer. And I remember a couple of times, I distinctly remember a few questions that my teammates didn't know. I would actually answer it because I had read that book and knew it so well. Right. And I also remember other people doing that as well. So that's how I remember our strategy.
At least for my school, the thing was that there's 4 or 5 4th grade teachers, but the thing was is that there's only about 2 of them out of the 5 that took it really seriously.
Yeah.
And I was in one of the classes that took it really seriously. It's that teacher just wanted to win.
Right.
She didn't require us to read it, but the thing was, it was one of those situations where we had to do, we had to read a certain, I think her requirement was we had to read a fiction and a non-fiction book anyway, once per month or once every so often. So, reading those Battle of the Books,
Battle of the Books.
kind of 2 birds with 1 stone.
Right.
So usually that's what I did, and then
Smart.
a lot of those books I ended up just reading. I just ended up reading all of them, the thing is that the way that my teacher's mentality and like the other teacher's mentality was that everyone on the team should have, like, whoever ends up being on the final team should have read all of the books, just because of the fact that when you read all of the books, having someone's second opinion on a matter helps. Because if only one person read the book out of the 4, it's on that one person to know it. And if they just don't happen to know that answer, then you're screwed.
Right.
Or like if that one person is sick or absent or whatever during the competition, you're screwed.
Right. I have a thought, but I'll save it for a moment.
Yeah.
Sir, your garden is free of all creatures.
About time. Moss grow quicker. My poor greens, the whole lot's a mess. After this, about your reward, you cannot bicker. Aurora, that he's treating you so rotten.
Do not worry, Finn. It's already forgotten. But perhaps you know a spell to change a capilli into a robin. So let me add on to what I was saying. When I said divide and conquer, I didn't literally only mean that that strictly speaking, of the 4 people, we read 5 books each, and that was it.
Right.
There was one person who did read all 20 books.
Oh, really?
So we did have a second opinion, but for the most part, I'm just saying, generally speaking, the strategy was divide and conquer.
Yeah, at least for our group and stuff like that, it was like that. So, I think I ended up, even though I read all 20 of the books, I think within our class we had like a little internal competition to see who's actually going to be on the team and whatnot.
Yeah.
I think I ended up being either alternate or like second alternate, just because of the fact that like my class was full of go-getters and like top notch and like the do-gooders and stuff like that. So like even though I read all the books and I was good, the thing is like these kids were like,
probably on their own level.
Yeah, I read the books and I read them to enjoy them, and then they're like, yeah, if you read all 20 of the books, you should do it. I'm like, okay.
Right.
But then, there's, sometimes it's just, it's just a matter of like who presses the buzzer faster and like, all that other nonsense.
Man,
so
maybe I just, in a class full of slackers, shit.
No, I mean,
experience.
The thing is your class might not have been slackers. It was just like my class was like overachievers, just because of the fact that like our teacher set that precedent for us. So,
man, it was a pretty big competition back in the day.
Yeah.
Oh, another one was, sort of switching gears, Tropicana Speech, if you remember that.
Oh yeah, I had no interest in that.
I didn't either. I sort of got roped into it.
Really?
Yeah, and me being a really, really shy kid back then, an extremely shy kid back then, I don't know how I was able to do that.
Really?
Yeah, I sort of got roped into it, and then sort of like Battle of the Books, this was a speech competition where it was the next year, and if you had a topic of that was not mildly interesting, but you could talk a lot about it.
Right.
You could qualify for this basically speech competition where everyone in the entire grade who also qualified could compete. And unlike Battle of Books where you had to read a book, all you had to do was present a topic of interest and go do sort of like a deep dive.
Right.
And there were certain requirements, and they would judge you based on a certain criteria as well. Like, for instance, how you delivered ideas, your enthusiasm, all of that. There was one kid who got really into it about, I think it was Super Smash Brothers.
Really?
Or something. Yeah, it was like, I remember it was a video game topic. I also did mine on that as well because I genuinely had an interest in it. Or it was like, I believe it was like in the character of Mario or something.
Really?
So his exposition was context of the game, and then when he started describing the characters, he did the accent, like he was like flamboyantly, like did like really going into character.
Right.
And I remember his topic wasn't that good compared to others.
Right, but like just because of
I don't remember what the competition was, but because he was so emotional about it, emotionally provoking, he won because of it.
Wow.
And it was in front of the whole school. Now that doesn't sound like much, but back then
in elementary school that's a big deal.
Yeah, it's a big deal, when you were handpicked out of from your class to go on to another competition within the school,
right,
and you were the top 3, 4, 5 people.
Right.
It was pretty funny. Yeah, it's pretty funny. Now that I think about it, I did mine on Red Alert 2. Red Alert.
Really?
Yeah, Red Alert 2, yeah. Because my cousin, who was a little bit older than me, got me into that at the time. And I really loved that game so much because we would have LAN parties. And again, at the time, I didn't have a good computer, just like,
Right.
the same uncle I was mentioned before, he sent me one. Back then, he also was the go-to for technology. So we'd go to this house, and he would have a LAN party set up before LAN parties were a thing.
Right.
And I thought that was the coolest thing, so I did my whole presentation on it, and I talked about the different factions and how they have... My topic really wasn't, like, amazing, but I guess because of the I would say because of the scope of my presentation, I made it. Most people wouldn't talk about, like, a real-time strategy, anything, let alone a game, and be articulate enough to make a
Like go into
presentation about
detail
it.
and
Again,
talk
do
about
that
it.
deep dive.
Right.
But yeah, that's
Yeah,
interesting.
I think I wasn't particularly interested in it, and like I just was like,
They did at your school though, right? Do you remember seeing the competition?
I don't remember seeing the competition, so like I don't remember any of the stories that were told or like what that stuff was like, what it ended up being, so to speak.
Yeah.
But like I just remember thinking like they're like, yeah, signups for this and blah blah blah, and like my 5th grade teacher wasn't really into it.
Yeah.
My 5th grade teacher wasn't really into it, so it wasn't like battle of the books. So I was just like, you know what? Nope, I'm just not.
Yeah.
No, like unless I have to do it, I'm not doing it. That's one of the weirdest dodge animations you'll see.
Right? And there's other times where X-ray charges at you.
But yeah, those competitions. Leave a comment down below if you had any of those kind of stories or situations or whatever where you were in a competition, or if you won, if you didn't, if you're guilt tripped into it or whatever. If you were a second alternate or whatever it is. So leave a comment down below, and I think this is a good place to stop for this episode. So thanks for watching another episode of Child of Light. Make sure to tune in for the next episode, and we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.